everyone, it's Dee from Allergy. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Got a little change of time and playing with time. I think I told you guys we were going to be playing with time a little bit. So if you like this time, give me a little thumbs up in the comments. If you don't like this time, let me know you don't like this time. And if another time works better for you, let me know. We are here today to try to relieve a little anxiety you may be feeling as your pumpkins start back to school and you may be worried about food allergy bullying. As a former teacher and a former assistant principal, I can tell you bullying is a super serious issue in schools. As a parent, I can share with you that some schools take that responsibility more seriously than others. My oldest daughter was terribly bullied in school. Her 5th grade year was miserable. We actually had to pull her out of school and we homeschooled her for the rest of the year because the school was doing nothing to address the bullying situation that was happening within the school. This was not a food-related bullying issue. There were other issues involved. However, at the end of the day, you want to protect your kid and you want them to be safe going to school. You don't want them to have conflict. You want them to have fabulous, wonderful relationships at school. So bullying is bad. Food allergy bullying is super serious because ultimately it can end in a trip to the ER or worse. And we don't even want to consider that, but we do need to think about it so that we can make sure we end it. Regular bullying also, just to be clear, can also adversely affect someone's health and their mental health, their physical health, and a lot of children have committed suicide because of school-related bullying. So I take that very seriously. I think schools should take that very seriously. Most of them do, some of them don't. So that's something you're going to really want to navigate within your school. And as you do that, the first thing you want to make sure you understand are the laws that apply to food allergy bullying. And they're in the laws that apply to food allergy accommodations, those same laws. We're talking about the Section 504 under the Americans with Disability Act, right? The 504 Rehabilitation Act of 1973. So all of the information that you need to be there. Thanks for the love. That's so sweet, Hannah. Thanks for popping in. It's always nice when we get love when we're doing these things and people are actually watching. It's crazy. But knowing those laws will arm you with information that you will need when you talk to your child's school, which brings us to the second thing. When you've got a child with food allergies and you're worried about food allergy bullying, you really want to be mindful and cognizant of everybody's understanding and their policies. What are their policies related to bullying in general? What are their policies related to food allergy bullying? Do they think it's serious? Are they going to take it seriously? How are they going to act? So making sure you're having those conversations with administration and with teachers. Thanks, Anna. You guys are awesome. That's going to be really, really important, just knowing how they handle the bullying situations. So that's really a proactive approach. Another proactive approach is talk to the teacher and ask your child's teacher or teachers if you can address the rest of the parents in the classroom or classrooms. Ask if you can speak for 5 minutes at an open house. Ask if you can speak for a few minutes at a PTO meeting. Ask whenever they're having a parent night. Make sure you get that information to the parents so the parents can address their own children. In the case of my daughter, who I told you I pulled her out of school, I bought a book, Queen Bees and Wannabes, and distributed it to every single mother of a 5th grade girl in that classroom, hoping that the following year they would be more proactive and help protect my child and other children. So really getting that information into the hands of the parents and having those conversations with the parents is really going to help create an environment of inclusivity and acceptance for your pumpkin. So we got to talk to people. Next, role play with your child. Give them the words, give them the language, give them the scenarios, give them the situations that they are going to need to survive an instance of bullying should it arise. Knowing what to say is important, and we don't always know what to say. So practicing till it becomes natural and normal, that's really the way to go. Recognize the signs of bullying. Your child isn't always going to come home and tell you that they've been bullied. They're just not. So you need to understand the psychological ramifications. You need to understand the psychological significance and how that presents itself. Are they coming home sad every single day? Do they have a stomach ache and they don't want to go to school in the morning? Are they coming home with scratches and bruises that they can't really explain? Scary, right? Are they coming home and not having any contact with friends. Just looking for those signs, and I'll put a link to a great article that gives you the signs of bullying, which will really help you identify what's going on with your children. Another thing that's really helpful is having that friend, having that go-to person. If someone is bullying them, that they can go to and know that they'll be safe in their presence and protected. So we, in our family, we call them our sister friends, because I had girls. It's like, who's your sister friend? You have to be nice to this person no matter what. That's your sister friend. We treat them like family, period. This is your brother friend. This is the person we treat like family. This is the person you can depend on when you're at school. This is the person that you can go to and you know that they will protect you. Of course, you want to have the conversation with your child about making sure their teacher knows if something is happening, making sure administration knows if something is happening, but having that one person, just one person on your side, can make all the difference in the world to these little guys, all the difference in the world, just knowing somebody is there to back them up. That's how we handled bullying in my family. In our school, we had a zero bullying policy. There was zero tolerance for bullying. If you bullied a child in our school, you were suspended. That was just the end of the story. You were suspended. If it happened repeatedly, you were expelled. We never had to expel students for bullying. In my time as an assistant principal, I suspended exactly 0 students for bullying, because after one conversation where that child was made aware of how their behavior was impacting someone else, and having those conversations with their parents typically fixed the problem. We were very fortunate, but it was a very proactive school. Your school may be awesome and proactive. Your school may not be, and you may need extra tips and extra words to deal with them and make sure they're following the law. But educating yourself and knowing those laws and what to say is really important. Something that I forgot to say in the very beginning of this darn video, definition of bullying, because kids can be mean, people can be mean. That's not bullying. So when we're talking about bullying, we need to be really specific and understand what it is we're talking about. Bullying, if you think of the anagram, and this is horrible, but this is how I taught my students. And as a teacher and assistant principal, RIP, rest in peace. Bullying, if the behavior is repetitive, if it is intentional, and if there is an imbalance of power, there's a power shift. So if this is happening ongoing with your child, it could be bullying. If it is intentional, if the bully is going after your child on purpose because of their food allergy or other issue, that could be considered bullying. If there's an imbalance of power, if the bully holds more power, social power, physical power, emotional power, psychological power, than your child, yeah, that's bullying. It has to have all 3 components. It needs to be repetitive, it needs to be intentional, and there has to be a power imbalance. So if those 3 conditions apply, yeah, your child is a victim of bullies. It's illegal, it's against the law, and you need to be armed with the knowledge to go into the administration, go to the teachers, do what you have to do to protect your kid. And in my case, I had to pull him out of school. It wasn't ideal, but that's what we had to do. So that's what I have to say about bullying. Completely and totally unacceptable in any situation, especially when it comes to food, because we gotta eat. The girls gotta eat, the guys gotta eat. It's important. If you have any questions at all, please send me a little note, private message me. You can leave a message in the comments, and I'll absolutely get back to you. And I'll put a few helpful links down there too for bullying resources for you, so that you are armed and ready to start this year strong and nip it in the bud before it even begins. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.